Hello, everybody. Welcome back to another episode of the Domestic Boyfriends podcast. My name's Dean, and always with me is my co host, Vincent.
Hello.
Today, we have an interesting episode for you guys. We're going to be digging deep into our childhood, our origin story. We're going to tell you about our upcomings, our upbringings, how we started becoming anime fans.
Coming up.
Yeah. Come. Yeah. Anyway. First, as always, we're going to go over a little bit of news, some things that we found interesting. Totally not last minute before we started the show. But, do you want to start?
Sure. Alrighty, folks. Well, in the past couple of weeks, we've had a new announcement for a fan favorite anime finally returning. One Punch Man Season 3 has finally been announced. It's been, 4 or 5 years since Season 2 now?
Yeah, it's been a long time.
It's been such a long time. And, also, within this announcement comes, within just a couple of weeks from Mob Psycho season 3 coming out too. And then Chainsaw Man also coming up really soon. All from the same author, if you folks didn't know. I'm a huge One Punch Man fan. Even more so for Mob Psycho, and I know nothing about Chainsaw Man. I'm just happy that his work keeps getting made both as manga and as well as anime.
Yeah. One didn't make Chainsaw Man. I don't want to bring this up.
Wait, didn't
now.
he?
No, he did not.
What?
Tatsuki Fujimoto made Chainsaw Man.
I thought it came from the sink. Oh my! All right, we're starting.
Anyway. Forget all that.
Awkward.
Yeah. One created Mob and One Punch Man. I think that's his only things. Because if you didn't actually know this, funny thing about One is he's great at story. If you read the online comic that he actually draws, he puts zero effort into it. It's like pencil sketching. And then when they make it into a manga, it actually gets all of the crazy detail. So the online comic is like the equivalent to a light novel. And then they adapt them into the manga, and that gets adapted into the anime.
Fire Punch is what the guy made.
Yes, Fire Punch. Just as weird. Yes.
Okay.
Yeah, not One Punch.
If Saitama just lit his hand on fire, we'd be there. But whatever. Moving on. Now, disclaimer. The next little bit that I'm saying might prove to not be true because these are leaks. D23, the big Disney Expo, is coming up in the either first or very beginning of the second week of September. And we've had a couple, as before any major event nowadays where things will be announced, leaks happen within a week prior. So far, for me at least, the most notable, a lot has been leaked so far, but for me, I'm most excited to hear that Moon Knight Season 2 is finally in production. Moon Knight and Layla are both going to be in the new Captain America New World Order movie. And Deadpool 3 is apparently slated to release February 16th of 2024.
They've been working on that movie for so long.
I know, and it's going to be the first Marvel movie for Disney that's going to be M-rated or R-rated, I guess. It's not a video game.
The first Marvel movie,
but
yes.
But I'm super stoked.
Yeah, that's
y'all know how stuff. We feel about Moon Knight at this point.
Yeah, Moon Knight's awesome, and if you haven't read any of the recommendations that we made back in the episodes when we finished it, he's just solid character. They adapted him really well. He's honestly, out of everything, he's the only thing that hasn't gotten like super slammed, like from Phase 4. So
Um,
yeah, no, exciting.
absolutely. Um, now, Halo Infinite, the dev team for Halo Infinite has made an announcement today, that Season 3 of multiplayer is going to be delayed until March of 2023. Forge and Co-op is still launching in November, but um, I mean, 5 didn't have it, but they announced that for Infinite, split screen co-op was going to return. But apparently, this is now too much for the dev team, and they have canceled split screen co-op in its entirety.
It's too hard. It's too hard to make this thing that's been around since like 2003.
Yeah, like I'm not a game developer. I don't know how hard these things actually are, but like split screen, this has been around since what, Nintendo 64?
It's okay. It's part of the new generation of DLC. In order to play with your brother, you have to buy the DLC.
Yeah, the $60 expansion pass.
It's actually on the battle pass.
I understand. Oh yeah. I apologize. You had to hit level 100 first, though.
Yeah, but it refreshes every season, so you have to keep hitting 100.
And I have one more thing to talk about. And I know that I've usually done this like at the end of the news segment, but I really want to talk about this right now. Have you ever heard of Robert Galbraith?
Was he on like Doctor Who?
Robert Galbraith is two people. One,
okay,
it's a pseudonym for someone. A pen name for them.
Yeah.
You know. And it's also an actual person who did conversion therapy and was one of like the heads of conversion therapy for the longest time in America. This is also the pen name for J.K. Rowling.
I feel like I know this. I feel like yeah.
J.K. Rowling has been writing mystery detective novels under this name, and the new one is coming out in September. And in this new one, there's been some controversy because apparently she has self-inserted herself. Because the main plot is to solve the murder of a popular cartoonist who, according to the official description, is being persecuted by mysterious online figures because of because of a plotted and hateful campaign trying to paint them in the light of a horrible social justice warrior that doesn't believe in trans people and their rights. The person's getting doxxed and just tons and tons of stuff that is just, it's just J.K. Rowling in her own book, and she's like, oh, look at these horrible things that are happening to this person just because they said their opinions.
I think this would be better if it was a light novel and it was called That One Time That I Wrote Myself as an Innocent Bystander, so people would stop hating on me. Like, yeah, that's interesting. I'm kind of disappointed this isn't about a hole.
She's making a plot hole.
She's making a hole in her life.
A giant hole in her life.
That's interesting.
It breaks my heart, man. Harry Potter's been like one of the biggest influences on me ever since I was a little kid, and now she's just sort of thrown a giant fucking mud stain on the whole thing.
Yeah, I mean,
they renamed Quidditch.
Oh.
The actual sport of Quidditch to quad ball now.
Oh, why?
Because they don't want to be associated with J.K. Rowling.
Oh, wow. That's sad. I'm still gonna call it Quidditch, but
Yeah, I will too.
that's I don't know. That's a whole nother bag of worms, but uh, one that we probably won't talk on here about. But that's something else. I know that people like disassociate themselves with like certain genres with pen names, but that just sounds like that that is sounds a little desperate. I don't know. Definitely definitely this sounds like she's stretching something over there.
Yeah. Well, and that's all the news I got.
I have a couple things. Cyberpunk Edge Runner is a new anime styled show that we will be getting September 13th. So date of recording in 12 days. Interestingly enough, it's done by some of you might like. Interestingly enough, if you've watched the Star Wars Echoes stuff, you might recognize this. Studio Trigger is actually animating this. Very popular animation studio. Looks really cool. I've never played Cyberpunk, but I think I'd watch this because it looks really cool. I know you've played it, so maybe this is more relevant to you. But
Huh?
um, do you guys like Honey? And no, this isn't a sponsored ad or anything like that.
Every time.
But you know who else likes honey? Bears. Bears like honey. And you know
All right.
who's the most popular bear ever in the world? Winnie the Pooh. Now we've talked about this before on the show, but we got a trailer for Winnie the Pooh, Blood and Honey, and man, I could never be more excited about a B tier movie than I have been after watching this. Vincent, what are your opinions?
I am so excited for this movie. It's going to be so horribly messed up, so horribly traumatizing. I I am terrified of the fact that I am sure there will be some really, really stupid parent that thinks, oh, there's a new Winnie and Pooh movie coming out in theaters. I'm going to take my kids. And some kid's going to be horribly scarred. But I am so there for it.
I I hope they read the blood and honey and they're just like, no, it's okay. Yeah, it's interesting. If wait till that episode comes out of the podcast. We're definitely going to be covering that. Um,
He
uh,
looks so scary.
have you seen? Did you see the piglet one? Like the piglet
Yeah,
costume?
no,
God.
they just look so scary. It's literally just dudes in masks, but like,
Christopher Robin's just like, stop. He's like, no, don't do this.
my God.
It's so funny. JoJo's Bizarre Adventure Stone Ocean came out today, September 1st. 13 through 24 episodes. Yeah, I read it, so I'll see the anime scenes that I want. But for those who care about that, also I was watching this video. This guy, he went to the JoJo Museum, bro. I want to go to the JoJo Museum.
The JoJo Museum?
Yeah, it's like some type of expo. I think it was just like a JoJo art expo in Tokyo Tower. It was really cool.
Oh, sheesh.
There's this guy that does voice impressions of Dio. He's Japanese, but he also 24/7. I don't think it's 24/7, but on most of the time out in public dresses as Dio, and he does the Dio voice
Oh, that's
in
sick.
public, like to
That's so
Disneyland.
cool.
to get a burger. And then there's like this JoJo themed ramen shop that he goes to, and him and the owner of it like fucking I don't know. They like have voice battles against each other.
What?
Yeah,
That's
it's crazy.
wild. What the heck?
Yeah, it's cool though. Um, Next, some more anime stuff. Bleach Thousand Year Blood War arc confirmed for October. I don't know if it was confirmed before, but I keep seeing the trailers about it. Uh, I'm excited about it. I'm super excited about it. 20th.
Isn't it also coming out exclusively on Disney Plus?
Oh yeah, we can talk about that real quick. So, people assume that like Crunchyroll lost out of the bidding war because of they bought Chainsaw Man, like the distribution rights for that. It is going out. It is coming out on Disney Plus. Also, apparently, it's not going to be a simulcast, so it's not going to come out at the same time, which will be interesting. So keep an eye out for that.
Wait, it's not going to be simulcast? What?
No, so I don't know.
Oh no!
So I have no idea how that's going to work out.
I'm so scared.
I'm excited about it though. I'm a big Bleach fan. I got my 20th anniversary chapter 1 not too long ago in the mail. Yeah, I'm just excited to see that all animated. Yeah. And we're not going to talk about all the stuff happening with DC because they're just Warner Brothers is making
They need
the
to
worst
figure this shit
decisions.
out.
But DC Fandom was canceled. That's something that I saw, and I thought we should bring it up because fandom's usually when all the cool stuff gets announced. So, that got canceled. So many other things got canceled. Because of the Warner Brothers thing, I think a lot of people are talking about where IPs are going to be going. And there's a very important IP to me in Vincent's heart that is going to be talked about and probably shuffled around. It's Godzilla. And people think it's going to go to Sony. And I'm kind of bittersweet about it, but I don't know where Legendary is going to go either way. So
It might not be the worst thing for it to
Finan-
go to Sony.
financially, it's where they want to go.
Yeah.
But you know what that means? We can have
Godzilla video games?
Godzilla versus Spider-Man.
Oh.
And then he can get the Leopardon, like this giant mech. Hear me out.
Spider-Man.
Spider-Man. No.
He can get his Tommy gun. Spider-Man's signature Tommy gun.
Oh god, I forgot about that. And the spider buggy. Oh god. And his car? Oh,
Good times.
yeah. So that's all I had for news. So yeah, well let's get into the meat and potatoes of this. Anime. How we got into anime. I guess one of us can start.
You get into anime, Dean.
Oh, okay. We'll just get into this. So, shout out my brother. He got me into anime. That's it. No. So my brother got me into anime. He like watched like Toonami and stuff. We'd watch Toonami like late at night or like the reruns, like when it actually played like during the day. Remember when Naruto played during the day on Cartoon Network?
Oh, fuck yeah, dude.
Yeah. So, my first exposure to anime was definitely like probably whatever's showing in like 2003 2004 on Toonami. Like I remember Inuyasha, as much as like I don't consider it as a favorite anime, it was definitely like the first anime that I watched. Like I can remember a lot of it. I remember a lot of early Toonami showed Ghibli films like Spirited Away, Howl's Moving Castle, when Ponyo came out. Definitely some of my earliest exposure. I don't like. I remember watching Totoro, but like I don't remember Totoro. Yeah, like a lot of those earlier ones. I remember watching some Yu Yu Hakusho. I definitely was exposed to it, but what I was exposed to the most was definitely One Piece and Naruto. For
Mhm.
those who don't know, I'm a big fan of the big three. If you haven't been like, if you didn't understand by like the fact that I talk about Bleach and One Piece when like news comes on, but I do like Naruto. Naruto was the first thing that I finished after when Chapter 700 came out of Naruto. First thing that I ever, I guess, like something that was ongoing that I finished because like I had watched Full Metal before that and like finished Brotherhood. But like as for like early things, I remember watching like early Naruto, like dubbed on Toonami, like the Sasuke like retrieval arc and like the like back in the Chunin exams. The shit was like lit. Early One Piece dubbed on 4Kids. Bleach really, I didn't become a fan of Bleach until like much later, like middle school, high school. But I knew about it. I definitely watched it a few times. I knew about Ichigo and stuff. But I think you can relate to this. You definitely can. Yu-Gi-Oh.
Oh,
Yu-Gi-Oh. It's
of course.
every kid's fucking first anime. Watching card games. I remember Duel Master, the Duel Masters anime.
Oh,
I remember. I remember
it's
the.
still going on.
It's popular in Japan.
It's so popular in Japan.
It's their Magic the Gathering.
I know, and I'm so happy that it still exists.
I remember. You remember Beat 'em on?
Beat 'em on? Is that the one with the yellow robot?
No, that's Metabots.
That's Metabots? Oh.
Beat 'em Beat 'em on. I don't. Okay, we definitely like. You definitely grew up and like probably saw it, but like they shot marbles out of them. They're like little. They looked like the little Gundam SDs and like the mini Gundams, but you just shot marbles out of the center of them. That was the entire like. It was like the equivalent to like how Beyblades were. Like it was a sport, right, in the show, and like they would shoot. They were just marble launchers. Except in the anime, they were like possessed by like the spirits of like gods or something like that.
What the heck are these? I've
Yeah.
never heard of this before.
No, Beat 'em on. I remember the Beat 'em on anime. Uh, Beyblade, obviously, original series. All of those like toy related ones, definitely. But when it comes to like actual anime, I was definitely a shonen kid growing up.
Hmm.
As I grew older, I'd say like middle school was when I was really got back into anime. Like actually started watching stuff. And as I've grown, I have two things. Like if I were to actively watch things, it's on one of two scales, and it's not even like this is a line and like things can be in between it. I have like two types of shows that I watch. Cool power up shows with shonen abilities like Dragon Ball. Also Dragon Ball, like back in the day, like Dragon Ball Z. I watched that. Watch Kai. A super crazy like battle shonen, or makes me want to cry and rethink my life slice of life anime. Those are the only two things that I watch.
That's what you watched as a kid?
No,
What
now,
the?
no, now,
Oh,
no, no, now,
like, what kind of kid watches Fruits Basket?
no. Like, if I have to choose something, like it either has to have some type of two things have to intrigue. One of two things have to intrigue me. Interesting, like plot. Like it either has to be within a setting that I really like. So like for slice of life, like some type of relatable, like high school setting, adult setting, something like that. Like first couple episodes have to be like cool, real life relatable things, like good characters, right? Or
Mhm.
it could be shit characters, but they fucking like shoot lasers or have really interesting power systems. Like Another anime that I'm really happy about. We've talked about it a little bit with the news. I'm a big Hunter x Hunter fan.
Mm-hmm.
I fucking crazy ass power systems in that, but like it could be something like super small. Like I wouldn't say that I'm a fan of all isekai, but slime is the one exception that I really have. Besides when I watched Sword Art for the first time, because I like the concepts introduced in slime. Like if I can see myself playing this character or characters in the anime in an MMORPG, I could probably like the anime. That type of thing. But yeah, the more like slice of lifey type things. I think Doctor Stone's the only exception to this, but it's like kind of considered shonen, not really. As a cool concept. But yeah, no, I'm pretty basic in my tastes. I mean, for the most part, like I like I like battle things with cool powers, or I like a slice of life anime that makes me want to cry and rethink life. And I'm not a single man, but like those heartbreaks, they just you know like angel beats or anything like those type
Oh,
of
yeah.
things make me cry. I either want to feel like Goku or cry like fucking I'm heartbroken.
Krillin.
Yeah, no, he's happy. I'd want to be Krillin. But yeah, that's pretty much my upbringing. How about you?
So, I don't know if you know this about me, but the earliest animes that I can remember watching uh were actually the Astro Boy anime.
Oh my gosh. Okay.
Um
While we're on the
and
topic of old stuff, I remember waking up at 4 in the morning sometimes, and I'd watch Iron Giant. Go
Iron
ahead.
Giant,
Yeah.
like the movie?
Yeah.
That's sick. I didn't know that was airing on TV.
It's totally not anime, but yeah.
Yeah, no, no.
Oh no, what was it called?
Oh,
Gigantor.
Gigantor.
Yeah. So it
Gigantor. Oh my
Gigantor is
god.
pretty much the Iron Giant.
I think I Gigantor. I didn't know
Yeah.
Gigantor.
Cuz you know what the ending theme was? It was just them saying Gigantor. So like I'd wake up sometimes and be like, what the fuck is going on?
Oh my god. I love Gigantor. Gigantor, I can never remember. Okay, that's a tangent for another time. But Astro Boy had a huge impact on me early on, because like it's a cutesy anime from like you know just like eye level, but actually like listening to the episodes, what happens in them, and talking about it, it's a show about racism. Um, and like the themes that were actually present in it were like really heavy and deep. I mainly just watched it because um it was about a kid robot who could fly. That's just cool to a child, you know?
I bet Robot Boy was your favorite cartoon growing up.
I fucking love Robot Robot Boy and Super Robot Monkey Team Hyperforce Girl.
Oh, jeez.
I really like robots. Robots were a really big thing. Transformers
Okay.
Gen 1 was also really huge for my childhood. That was a show. Transformers as a whole was a series that my mother introduced me to, and is one of her favorites of all time. She still has tons of her original Gen 1 toys. She still has her Soundwave that actually turned into an actual like cassette player. And then the other like really big one for me as a kid, outside of like Naruto and Dragon Ball and the Yu-Gi-Oh, the ones that everybody watched, the ones that were like really particular for me, were also ones that made me laugh really hard. So I would watch a lot of Zatch Bell, And a lot of Bobobo.
Billiam, if you want to come on the show, let us know. No, yeah, I definitely. Zatch was something that like, because like Toonami, like you'd watch like whatever was beforehand, but like there would always be like that 12 o'clock show always, right?
It was Zatch Bell.
Oh, that's what I mean. Like there would be like the shows beforehand, and then
Yeah.
you'd watch it, or like on 4Kids. Yeah, no, there were I just want to. You can finish, but like I want to bring up the fact that I have the Super Monkey Hyper Team. Wait, Super Robot Monkey Team.
Super Robot Monkey Team Hyperforce Go.
I have the DVD box set that has the interactable remote option thing, where you can
So cool.
where you can like fight a. You can like it's like a game that you played with your
Hero,
controller.
Spiro.
Yeah, it was awesome. Keep going.
Early on, for like American cartoons, they had a big obsession with fucking robots, dude.
I wonder why.
I mean, it worked. But yeah, like Zatch Bell has stuck with me longer than than most other shows. I like no matter how big of a fan of Naruto I am and like talk about being and stuff like that, I haven't gone out of my way to try to pick up every single physical volume of Naruto. Partially because it's a monumental task, but it's also a monumental task to get all the volumes of Zatch Bell, and I'm over halfway there. I have most of it. And it's one of those shows much like Bobobo, where unfortunately I don't know if the show if the show got canceled, or if it was that the anime it was like a Full Metal situation where the anime started coming out faster than the manga could keep up with.
I think it had to do with a lot of localization stuff.
Yeah, that might have been part of it, but like they changed up a lot of the end of the story for that and stopped it very early on, from where the manga ended up concluding, because like there's still another like 20 something, maybe 30 something volumes of manga after where Zatch Bell ends, and it's also getting a sequel.
Chapter 1's already.
Oh yeah. Wait, no, it already is getting a sequel right now. And I've not looked at it yet, but I need to. Bobobo. If you've watched Bobobo, you either love it or you never want to remember that it exists. There's no real in between with Bobobo.
Yeah.
Just ridiculous slapstick comedy always just sort of got me as a kid. And then as like time passed and my taste changed, I remember distinctly one night, like to me anime after that was just either Naruto, Dragon Ball, or whatever really weird thing I could find on 4Kids.
Yeah.
Because like sometimes it would show anime, sometimes it would show you the Viva Pinata series, which was
Yo, I have that on the Wii. Don't at me.
Okay, the games are pretty cool. The TV show kind of scared me. I don't know why, but it just really unnerved me that pinatas were talking.
Viva Pinata was at that time in 4Kids where like you'd be like, okay, am I gonna watch Chaotic or am I gonna watch this tiny panda pinata chase somebody around?
Or am I gonna watch Dinosaur King?
We need to do a 4Kids episode.
But I remember distinctly like when I hit like big kid taste in anime, or like more teenager taste in anime, because I started getting volumes of Shonen Jump. I would beg for them because I found out that occasionally they would have a Yu-Gi-Oh card in the back. So every time I saw a new one, I would just beg and beg to get one, and I finally made my parents cave. And there was a lot of series that I got introduced to there, and I was introduced to the first manga series that I would end up getting single issues of that my parents would buy for me. And very fortunately, they either were blissfully unaware or very aware and very terrified of what was happening. Because for a brief bit of time, Shonen Jump was showing chapters from Rosario Vampire, a very, very ecchi manga and anime series.
They're gonna talk about Bible Black.
It's basically Bible Black, except, without the sex. But it almost hit that point. And that was the manga part, but
Yeah.
And I would watch the anime too, because sometimes it would show up on Adult Swim. But on those nights where I tried staying up late and sneaking watching Adult Swim, I was introduced to a couple other series, like either halfway through or at the very end of the series.
Happy like that.
I was through one of my nights staying up late. I was introduced to Bleach, in the middle of the first arc. I think I don't really remember what happened in that episode. That might have actually been no. It was the that was Ichigo versus Ichigo.
Oh, versus his inner hollow. Yeah.
Yeah. No. So I had that. I had I'm gonna try to say it without spoilers. I saw the episode of Full Metal Alchemist. I think original Full Metal Alchemist, where the really big dog had the red jewel in its mouth. That scared me. I saw Death Note when Light met Misa for the first time. And that imprinted on me and very much shaped how I ended up dressing for a while. And the last anime that I watched that night was the final episode of another robot anime. And just robots keep popping up in my anime viewing. And it was the final episode of Big O.
Oh, interesting. Interesting.
Yeah, no, it's a very interesting place to pick up a series, with the final episode. But afterwards, I would just stay up as late as I could to try to, because I knew that the series was gonna. I looked ahead and I saw that they were gonna start playing the series from the beginning again. So I stayed up as late as I could.
Got to circle back, Mom. Sorry.
To circle back to the start, and I watched it all the way through.
That's crazy.
If only I had that kind of dedication to watch things nowadays, I'd be on top of shows.
Yeah, I have to admit I'm kind of within the same grasp. My tastes are. I wouldn't really say they're solidified, but some things, modern things just don't catch my eye anymore. I don't know. It's really hard for me to sit through things. I did when I was in middle school, when I first started getting back in anime, I used to go to I've been a Crunchyroll should fucking sponsor me. I've been a member of Crunchyroll since 2013. Back in middle school.
Wow.
So every time a new seasonal anime would come out, or a new simulcast come out and everything, I'd choose anime from that season, or I'd watch every episode. I'd watch the first few episodes of every anime that was new, right? Or at least stuff that caught my eye because like I wanted to
Mm-hmm.
like expand. That's how I found out about anime like Charlotte, Golden Time. These are like really early, like 2014, 2015 anime. But like stuff that I probably wouldn't have watched on my own. Um, I feel like back then when I was like in middle school and high school, like those type of anime were a lot easier to get into. I don't know how some slice of life is now. Like those like jokey, like not even slice of life, like the more jokey ones. Like, but most of them are like isekai or like I don't know. A lot of them don't keep my draw anymore, and if they do, like they're like they're a diamond in the rough type of situation,
Yeah.
or they have to be
No.
recommended. Like I have to see like from somebody that I trust their opinion.
Yeah. Most of my modern taste for things that actually catch my eye, because I find myself I find it a lot easier to go and like either watch older shows or just rewatch shows that I've already like seen before, but it's been a while.
Mm-hmm.
It's strange that it's become kind of hard to like watch the new stuff as it comes out and whatnot.
Mm-hmm.
And I don't really have the drive to do that too much anymore with anime. Maybe it's just because of how much access we have now and how much stuff is coming out all at once. It might just be like, you know, uh, I'm forgetting the term for it, but like just being
No,
like
this
frozen with how much like
no,
options you have.
there's definitely a lot. I definitely think it has to do with the amount of content that's available now because
Yeah.
anime is mainstream now. Back when I used to watch it in middle school, it really wasn't. Like people watched it, but like no, it isn't as popular. Or like people don't people talking about anime now out in public is like, that's a big thing.
Yeah.
So I definitely have to agree that there's so much, and like they've noticed the Western audience enough that like movie theaters are showing anime now. Like at first it was like the Ghibli movies because the studio like got in with Finn, like what is it,
Fandango
yeah,
or
Fandango or
yeah.
Cinemark or whatever.
Fathom.
Yeah, Fat. So like they got in with them, but like then shit like the Dragon Ball Z movie came out and
Yu-Gi-Oh movie, Pokemon movies.
yeah, like it sparked people's interest back into their childhood things, and like people are feeding their inner child and like they're showing kids like their kids or like like younger people in their family, and it's a lot more accepting now. But we were at a point before where it wasn't, and because of that, we were definitely at a point where it was awkward to like find stuff. Like there was Crunchyroll and Funimation, but like there wasn't as much as there is now, because now you literally have like anime to last you until the end of time, and like just gonna
Absolutely.
keep going. Like not even talking about One Piece. Like we're talking about like all the different slice of life, all the different isekais, all the different like shonen like anime. Uh, yeah, it's just something else.
If there's one thing that'll get me to watch a new show immediately, though, it's having it have some kind of like really absurd premise to it,
Oh
or
yeah,
some kind of over the top, overpowered kind of. And I like character, and I understand that like people are getting kind of tired of that kind of trope and stuff. But like if you do it well and you make it fun, then it'll be good. The peak example of that for me at this point is like uh Misfit at Demon King Academy.
hmm
Um cuz like there's never a point in the series where Anos, the main character, is at a disadvantage. He is always winning, no matter what, and there's no doubt in your mind. But it's kind of like the same. You can sort of say the same thing for like Yu-Gi-Oh and Dragon Ball for the most part, where you watch the main character, they get into like some kind of dire situation, but like in the back of your head, you know, oh, they're gonna win,
Yeah,
right?
they'll be fine.
Yeah, and then Anos like takes that to like 5,000 because like he gets put in situations where, oh, his heart is gone now. He's dead, right? And then he opens his eyes and he says, "Oh, you think killing me is enough to make me die?" What do you mean?
I definitely think there's anime that like do fun with some of the things. Like One Punch Man is both entertaining, fun, and both entertaining to watch, and has some pretty decent story. Like, I, I'm decently invested in like the world that one's created for it. But then there's like fun things about it, because like early One Punch Man took over like the internet and like anime fans and everything like that, and there's definitely the room for the fun stuff and not having to take it so seriously. And I feel like those are definitely good anime, especially now because like I don't know, young kids now like I don't want to say like things don't draw their attention, but everything has to kind of be like fun and like unpredictable. Is the word I'm thinking
Yeah.
of.
Random random doesn't always equal funny. Um and like a lot of the stuff nowadays is very like trying to be random equals funny. Albeit like I liked Bopopo growing up, and that's only random equals funny. But I don't think it ever maybe like a bit that like it makes it somewhat charming, at least to remember. I don't know if I'd actually be able to like sit through and watch an episode of Bobobo now. Was that there was like it wasn't ashamed of that or trying to hide that at any point. It was very accepting of the fact that it's like this is the only thing that we're trying to do with this. This man with an afro is fighting people with his nose hair because the people that he wants to stop are trying to make the world bald.
Yeah, it's fun.
It's just slapstick comedy and filled with references. Albeit a lot of the jokes were definitely made and translated better in the manga. Um there's this one scene that I remember reading where Bobobo and team are like running towards this giant cliff while they're surrounded by tons of enemies behind them. And one of the other characters is like, "Oh no, what are we gonna do?" And Bobobo's like, special fist to the nose hair, weekly shonen jump." And he just suddenly has a shonen jump in his magazine and jumps all the way across the canyon. And his face becomes the mascot, the pirate mascot of Shonen Jump.
Interesting.
Like, what? Okay, sure. But that wouldn't be able to like find its way into the anime.
Yeah, I am. Yeah. Yeah. Um. I definitely have. I definitely think I've become more of a casual anime fan than like I don't think I was ever like hardcore. I definitely think anime was definitely like a good like I don't want to say release. That sounds way too weird. But it was a fun activity I did when I was younger. Like it was nice to watch and everything. But nowadays, like
Yeah.
I don't want to say I'm busy because I'm an adult, but like it's there. It's fun. When the new One Piece movie comes out, I'm gonna watch it. When Chainsaw Man comes out, I'm gonna watch it. When the Bleach stuff gets animated, I'll watch it. When manga wise, like I just had a friend ask me like, "What's my favorite manga?" And I was just like, that's kind of loaded because like I'm not particularly like about one thing. Like I'm about a lot of things, but like I read stuff. Fun fact about me: I prefer reading manga than I do watching anime. I think it's cool when stuff gets animated, but I definitely like to keep up to date on certain things. And it's also way faster to read than it is to like watch an anime.
Yeah. I'm gonna try to be getting back up to date with One Piece, and like I've tried picking it up and watching it to get there several times at this point, and I never make it too far. But I know if I like just sit down and read it, I'll blast through it.
I definitely think watching it is more of a at your own comfort type thing. Whenever people like try and get into One Piece, or I feel like whenever people try and like, catch up onto anime at all, I feel like you should just like have a couple that you want to watch, and then rotate because you don't want to get burned out. That's like the worst thing about it.
Yeah.
When I'm reading, I'm never like that because like I want to see what's the next thing because I didn't just waste 40 minutes of my life watching something, you know? Within 30, 40 minutes, I can probably get through like half a series if I try hard enough.
Uh, Years ago, when I, for those of you that don't know, and like I'm not gonna get into the details because it really doesn't matter like how it happened, but I broke my leg really
I was
bad,
like, is it
and
gonna be about you breaking
yeah,
your leg?
no, and I wasn't really able. I had to. I was stuck in bed for. I was basically bedridden for um at the very least 6 months.
Vincent's
I really was not able to move.
his
I was
rehab
like
arc.
I was I had to use crutches for 9 months. But for a while I had to basically be exclusively bedridden. Outside of like some cases where instead I would be in a wheelchair. But I would be in bed with a machine moving my leg for me. So I had nothing else to do but watch anime. So I watched quite a few series that at that point and just sort of did that because that's all I could really do. And one of the shows that I watched, and this is the last time that I tried picking up One Piece, was I watched One Piece and I made it all the way to Alabasta. And then I said, I can't do any more right now. I need a break. And that was, I made it to episode 100. And that was the only show I watched from episode 1 until I hit 100.
Yeah, it's
I can't do that anymore with shows, and that kind of breaks my heart a little bit because I used to be able to do that like crazy.
it's a daunting task, and I feel like not just like the people within it, but like the people like at Shonen Jump know like that's why a bunch of series are ending now. Like not just One Piece because that's been on for like decades, but like
Yeah.
Jujutsu Kaisen will probably be ending soon. He doesn't want to make a long thing. Fire Force ended.
Demon Slayer ended.
Demon Slayer ended. Boruto, whenever that'll end, will probably be soon. I just had it on the tip of my tongue. Black Clover's ending. And oh my gosh, I just thought about it. JJK, Black Clover, Doctor Stone ended pretty soon. It was like I think it went over 100 chapters. I think it was over 300 chapters, but still like relatively quick compared to certain anime.
Yeah.
Fairy Tale ended, but like it's back now. But yeah, like they recognize the fact that the big three, they just can't do that anymore. You know what I mean? It caught their attention.
Yeah.
People liked it, but like people can't.
My Hero's probably ending soon.
Oh,
right?
My Hero. That's the one I was thinking about. My Hero's ending. They're in like the last arc, so like, they're Shonen Jump recognizes it. That's why they're trying to get the best hits in like their slots that they have for Weekly Shonen Jump, which may be ending. I heard like
Again?
Weekly might be ending because Shonen Premium Shonen. What is it? Shonen Premium? Shonen. Yeah. The monthly subscription is better. Like, with people. Yeah. I don't know. But, like, they definitely. I've identified the fact that long running series are not, like, within the quota anymore. So, yeah. And some of my favorite ones aren't even, like, really crazy shonen anime. Like, I do enjoy some slice of life here and there. So just like whatever I can find. I definitely don't have the same amount of time that I used to on weekends and like during the week to do stuff. So a lot of my content's secondhand, and I absorb it through like YouTube videos or TikTok shorts and stuff. So, and if I really enjoy it, I'll binge it. But yeah, definitely not the same as it used to be. But definitely still a very avid anime fan. I definitely like anime and stuff. But yeah, I'm not like weird about it or anything like that. You know, wouldn't dress up or anything. You know, unless like Vincent wanted to dress up with me.
Not as your favorite character,
What the
Arachne guy.
the oh, I thought you were gonna talk about the fucking brothers from Yu-Gi-Oh.
Oh,
We could be the Gay Guardian,
what is the?
summon Gay Guardian together. But no,
Did the fusion dance?
Yeah.
Different anime.
but yeah. Yeah. Actually, I have more fun consuming like short anime movies than like watching Bubble was really fun.
Bubble was just a breath of fresh air.
Yeah.
It wasn't a series that we were gonna have to go through. It was just an hour and a half of just what. It wasn't even an hour and a half, right?
Like an hour.
Was it? It's like an hour. It was just short, simple, and sweet.
Yeah, and I feel like I don't know, some series could be like that, but I definitely like shorter bursts of anime like that because it's nice. But yeah, this is on the shorter end today, but I don't know if you have any more to talk about.
I don't really have anything else to say.
All right, guys. Well, thanks for tuning in for this episode. Next episode, I think like because of what we were talking about, I think I I have a couple ideas that we can bounce back and forth. So stay tuned for another surprise. But thanks for listening. Uh, shout out to us. Shout out to Vincent. Shout out to me. Shout out. Shout out to
Shout out to our boy Maverick X.
yeah. Shout out to Ultimate Maverick X for our art. Um, gonna be doing some stuff about that soon, but I'm also trying to buy a house, so I don't know. Yeah, if you guys if you guys enjoyed it, share it around. We're available on all platforms, except Pandora, but it's whatever. You can get into contact with us at our Twitter handles. I am at lying_mask.
I'm Vincent Barlow 8.
And you can contact either of us at our domestic BF Pod Twitter handle. Shoot us anything. Thanks for listening, guys, and see you later.
See you, beautiful people.